Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another Marvel presentation review. I will let you guys know up front, this is a non-spoiler review because this is very soon, in less than the end of this week on October 7th. Werewolf by Night is going to be premiering for availability for you guys streaming. It is about 52 minutes strong, so it's not even 2 hours, not even an hour. But we're going to dissect our thoughts on it, and I'll just let you know straight up. The other co-guest here is very own Ronan Unchained. What's going on, man?
How you doing, Sam? Whoo, baby, this was something else.
Yeah. So the funny thing, and I love doing this like this, is
Yeah,
that we have not expressed what we've actually felt about it. We just got done watching it. And I don't know his full thoughts and he doesn't know mine, but I'll let you guys know up front. I love this. I loved it for different reasons. It had this classic monster feel to it, not just because it's black and white, but you really didn't know when this even took place. Like you're very much so thrust right into it because you got these band of people that are trying to get this amulet, and it's a hunt. And then you have one, this, the daughter of this major hunter, and she's kind of thrown in the middle of it. And shout out to the actress because she was in
oh,
Josh Whedon's The Nevers, and she's
yes.
actually a very talented actress. But I mean, from there, you just don't really know. You just know that they have to get the amulet, but they have to avoid and kill this suspecting monster. And you don't know what that monster actually is. And yes, this is called and titled Werewolf by Night, but it to me, this is the crazy thing. This is the most violent and gory Marvel project they've ever done. They get away with so much in this because it's black and white. And I mean that. Like there are scenes in this that Marvel has never been able to actually do because of the black and white. I give them so much
Oh,
credit
this
for that
scene.
because honestly, I was like, oh, okay, somebody's hand gets cut off. There's no blood. We're not gonna see anything. No, we do. And to me, that means more than anything. Yes, it could have been longer. Yes, there was some stuff in there that I was like, man, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen more with that. But the fact that Marvel had a willingness to go that gory route and found a way of making it work makes me feel more at peace when they do Blade, when they do Ghost Rider, when they do something else. Because in all actuality, as far as what they do with Moon Knight, it really wasn't that much blood or anything. I mean, for be one of the most biggest brawlers and violent characters and mentally unstable, they really did a minimalistic amount with him. But with this,
Interesting.
in less
Okay.
than 52 minutes, I'm now convinced that they have it in them to find a way of making that stride. I'll get into other things because there's a lot of loose threads. But Ronan, what did you think about this?
I absolutely dug it. I'm tempted to say I loved it, but again, because I wanted the best compliment I can give it is that I wanted more of it. I wanted more of it. I want that damn poster up on my wall. I mean, you said it best. I mean, if you are a strange kid like me that grew up loving the Twilight Zone, the original series, the Rod Serling one, if you grew up loving the Universal monster movies, the Wolfman, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Frankenstein, all of them, this is up that alley. You could tell people behind it just from a technical side. This thing was like fresh air in the Marvel universe that it feels like it could belong in the MCU, and yet it wasn't tied down to anything. You said it best. We don't know when this takes place. This could take place years before some of the big major events, and or it could take place in another realm. It's that obscure and quiet about it all. It's self-contained, and yet you're just like, okay, Marvel. And I told this to you. We've gone cosmic, okay, and we did the mystic arts a little bit. Here's the horror element of it. There is so much to do, and I want to say something so bad, but I don't want to spoil it for you. But it was such a delight, and Michael Giacchino, you know, again, 52 minutes, you can't really do much out of that, but you could tell he was taking notes from the people he's worked under. He worked under Brad Bird, J.J. Abrams, you name it. I mean, across the board of the best contemporary and classic filmmakers. And he was like, okay, how would I do it? And he just enthralls it with you and does the score. May I add, he did two things that are critical in a film, a special TV, whatever it may have you. And I'll say this: I want another one. I want to see more of this with more proper time and to get into more of the characters and whatnot. Because, like I said, I don't think I'm leaning on saying loving it, but I really dug it, and I wanted to see more. I wanted to spend time and feel Elsa and Jack's characteristics and their backstory way more, but yet the couple stuff we got, I can be able to piece this stuff together and be like, okay, they have some common stuff, but come from completely different points of views. And the minute they were introducing the Bloodstone uh, uh, um, backstory, it felt a little bit like Castlevania. Like you have the Belmonts, and you have the Bloodstones, and yeah, man, I this is a unique special thing that I'm like, I dug it. I wasn't bored. I wasn't being like, oh, that's cringy. I'm like, okay. And I was so worried that it moved like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I knew going into it, it's 52 minutes, and I was kind of like, okay, what is this really about? Because I, unlike Ronan, I'd never seen even a trailer. The only thing I'd seen was that poster that I showed you guys just a second ago, and I knew the actor, the lead actor in it. But I had no idea this lovely actress in Laura Donnelly
I love
that
her.
played in the Nevers, and she does such a great job there, and she's basically the second lead, and she kills it. I mean, her action scenes, her choreography, like the way she kind of carries herself. I mean, she already has charisma about her as an actress, but in this, she chews up scenery. And a lot of times she's acting off of green screen as well. So it shows her versatility as an actress. But I mean, we gotta give credit where credit is due. I mean, this man right here, he's a vet.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
him embodying Jack and who Jack is, whether you know the comics or not, or even if you just looking at this, like he's special. Like he legitimately, without saying too much, he's an interesting soul. And he doesn't play it like, the classic, werewolves, like, oh, it's a tortured soul. He's so depressed. Like, no, like he's actually just a good soul, but he's trapped in. And this is the weird thing about it. And I'm gonna say it like this. I wish they did the Hulk like how they handled him and how they handling other things in this. That's all I'm going to say, because there's something about losing control that is the embodiment of the Hulk that if you know the cartoons, if the comics, him losing control, him getting angry is one of the things that makes it so endearing to see him come back from that.
Yes.
And this, in two different situations, they play that perfectly. And it also allows them to have full freedom because it is, well, I don't know if it's officially rated R. They push the bar as rated R as they can. But I think the only reason why it's not rated R if it's not is because it's black and white. Like any blood that you see is black. But do know humans are getting slaughtered and killed.
Hmm. Oh yeah. This is you said it best. I mean, I love Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. I like watching where he is now. But my favorite to go back and be like, that's the Hulk I love is what Ruffalo does in the first Avengers movie, where he literally doesn't want to be involved. He's just like, leave me alone.
Yep.
Would really appreciate it, and it's best for everybody. And this dude, Jack, I mean, he you can see it in his eyes. You can see in his eyes that he is trying to fit in this world, even though he knows there's no way I can fit in it. But I'm, again, if we spend more time, I would love to see how his day-to-day basis is, just to be like, how does he wake up? How does he go to sleep under these circumstances? And I haven't read it yet, both the Werewolf by Night comics, but also I've heard that the recent Hulk comic series is very much a horror comic book, and they treat Hulk like a horror thing, where it's just like when he turns, it's not just fun and smash and whatnot. It's brutal as it gets, and you can feel that they were tapping at this for this particular special.
Yeah, and also shout out to Giacchino, because I mean I love all Giacchino's musical compositions, but this is his first directorial debut, because everything he's directed before this is like 2 shorts. This is an actual film, and I think as far as choreography, as far as shots, as far as surprises, like man, this is a TV movie. Right? This is only 52 minutes. Anybody that knows TV movies are only 52 minutes. There's not so much you can do.
Yeah.
He made a way of introducing certain ideas, things that Marvel's never done, and characters they've never seen before.
Lore.
Like, I need more.
Yes.
Let him do a Ghost Rider spin. Have Ghost Rider be in a situation where it's just he's at the grounds, and all of a sudden, like I don't know, zombies or something like that start like raining down on his area where he's just having a motorcycle circuit. You know what I'm saying? Like, put certain situations like that and allow that to be a daily thing. I know they probably were like, oh, well, we're going to capitalize on this for October because it's Halloween. But, bruh, like, there's a market for this. And I hope people like it. And
yes,
I think right now, as it stands, this is sitting at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I'm gonna say this as a Rotten Tomatoes contributor, it's not gonna be indifferent for me. I don't really have any negatives about this. It's between a 9 or a 10 out of 10 to me. I really am impressed that Marvel actually dared to do this. I'll leave it at a safe 9 to 9.5 because I definitely would love more. Would have been interesting if it was like an hour and 30 minutes, but then what would have happened, I fear, which every Marvel movie has a tendency of doing this, except for certain few, is it would have to have some kind of connective tissue, and this didn't need that. The more I think about it, I wouldn't want that. No. The only one character that I think that would have been interesting to connect to this, and I don't think this is the time for that yet. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I'll say this because again, I really dug it, and I didn't hate it. I wasn't bored, anything at all. It's just from the story element, from a technical point of view, it's 10 out of 10 for me. It is fresh, whatever you want to say. It's technically it's amazing. I mean, I was waiting to see how many cuts they would go through, and there's just moments where the camera just pulling back, just panning to the left, and I'm like, thank the heavens that somebody's not continually trying to cut off ways. I'm like, there's so much you can do specifically in this genre and this style that just let the camera pull back and let the scenery add information to us to see what kind of danger we're at, how smart these characters are and whatnot, and what are their goals to it. So I appreciated that. The only critique I can give it is that, again, within 52 minutes, I would have loved to have cared more for the character of Jack and Elsa, but then again, I understand that this is a special. It doesn't have the same merits, the quality, not qualities, but the things that a movie would go for it, or even a flat out television episode. And yet, it made an impression. That's the beauty about it. That like even within under an hour, it made a hell of an impression. And I agree with you. In this day and age, I hope people like this flair. Like, again, look at this logo of Werewolf by Night. That font. Classic, that's how weird I am of a geek that I'm like, I will go crazy over a font like that. And you brought up the idea of giving him something like Ghost Rider. I would even push it to a more of like, because everybody knows Johnny Blaze and Robbie Reyes, but there's an older Ghost Rider, a cowboy essentially, and it's a Western. And I would be like, you know what? So people don't get mad about, you didn't do the motorcycle ride. You did just be like, give it an 1800s Ghost Rider who's a cowboy, make him, put him in that realm and put in zombies and just give full reign to go for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I'd be like, I will forget Disney Plus TV. I will pay money to go see it at a theater. I mean, I am so happy for Michael Giacchino. Gael, again, this is weird for me. He spoke just a little bit of Spanish. I was like, ooh, all right, I got my Spanish in the MCU a little bit. And yeah, Laura, the Nevers, what she did with that, I was just so enchanted by her. I mean, I'm a horrible Catholic. This is such a delight. And what's cool is that this is for Halloween. We still have the Guardians holiday special, which is more linked towards the holiday season, the Christmas and festivals, whatnot. So I like that the MCU was like, let's have a 1-2 punch this year with Werewolf by Night and the Guardians. And yeah, and also to everybody involved who, again, there are fun elements to it, but people were treating it, saying their lines and the scenery as serious as possible. Shout out to the cast and crew, the people who lit this, the cinematographer, the people who designed the production, the sets, and I can't go anymore. I'm not gonna spoil stuff. I want to talk to you about that stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna cut the feed here, but just know that you're in for a delightful, horrific surprise in this special, and definitely tune in October the 7th for when it debuts. Ronan, where can everybody find you?
Thank you, my friend. Find me at Ronan Unchained on Twitter and on YouTube. I'll definitely put up a video or two for this, and there's a lot coming down the road of what me and Sam are going to do. Check out our Last of Us podcast. I'm having so much fun doing that, and there's so much good stuff coming down the pipes of what we're working on. I can't wait.
Yeah. So we will see you guys later. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell button. Make sure you subscribe to his channel as well. And until next time, go and check out Werewolf by Night, October the 7th, release on streaming on Disney Plus. Thanks, everybody.
Filing out the top of I can see the skyline, 50 mile radius on my timeline.